Okay, so first of all, let's go to the path where our repository will be created, and I'm following all along these steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm gonna be posting these 2 steps on the description. So once you're in var, you can go to the path where you want to create your first repository. So in my case, it's www.vhosts because I am on a hosting environment, and then I have a virtual private server, and I have some web users. So I will create 2 folders, one for the Git repo and one for the working copy. Let's call it working project or working copy, just working copy. So Git repo and working copy. Inside, of course, they're empty. So now let's go to SSH and go to those folders. So first of all, I would like to show you the version of my distribution. No LSPR available. Yeah, of course I have to use the A option. And here we are. So I am on Ubuntu 14.4 trusty version. And let's go to we should go inside the Git repo. And as you can see, we don't have anything inside, and we will start by initializing a bare copy, a bare repository. So here we have Git has created our first repo. We can just copy that and take it somewhere in our text editor, and then after that we should we have our repo is working now. We can go to anywhere on our computers, create a folder, new folder, let's call it test, and then go inside the test. And then we can clone our repo. Right click, SSH. So here you have to type your SSH, your host, etc. And then yes, and after the port 22, you can paste the path that you just copied before. So it will look something like that. Okay, so it will look like that. And so this is your host, this is the port, and this is the path for your repo. So let's keep going, and we would like to clone it in this folder. You can rename it if you would like to. I will just keep it like this and hit on OK. It will ask you for credentials, and I'm going to enter my credentials, SSH credentials, and then you can go inside and notice that there is nothing inside. Here I'm gonna create a new file just for testing, test1, and then copy that, and then so that's fine. And let's add some text to it. Hello. Okay, so let's type hello git, and then save that. And next, we'll right click and commit to master. And then this is committing the files to our committing to our local repository. So okay, and then that's done. Next, you want to push to the server, so let's go and push, and here it will ask you from master to remote, and the remote is the origin. And when we cloned our repository, we cloned it from the original one, so that's the origin. Okay, so we are going to destination. We don't change anything, just hit on OK, and then just type your credentials, and then we have pushed successfully to our repository on the server. So if you go now browse to the server, just if you're curious, you can go to inside git repo and see, and you can notice that there is nothing here. Well, there is something because we made a git in it, and there are no files. If you go and browse, you get tired, etc., you are not going to find any file called test1, test2, and that is the trick here. So if we go back now to our step number 4, we have to create a hook. So far we have been through step 1, 2, 3, and now we are going to create a hook on step number 4. Now, inside the repository where we created our first git, we are going to create a hook. A hook is like a trigger in databases. I make some kind of analogy for myself. So if you go inside your repository, and there is a folder called hooks, and here you have some sample hooks, and I would like to create another hook which is called post receive. So I'm gonna create a file, and it's called post receive, and I'm gonna edit this file, okay, with any editor, okay, and paste these lines. So here, and just one thing here, you have to paste the path to your working copy. So I'm gonna do that. And where is my working copy? Here is my we called it my where is it? Working copy. I'm gonna go inside and copy this path to it, and then come here and paste it. Very easy. So after that, save that, make sure it's uploaded. So let's go back to git repo and go to hooks and go inside this post receive. Make sure that it has the right content. And yes, we do. Once we've done that, we should have everything working fine. So let's go back to make sure your changes. Oh, one last thing is, let's go to the git repo and go to the hooks again, and this file that we just created, and change the permissions. Make sure the owner can execute it. Okay, so if you want chmod +x477, so you can execute it. Okay, just give it some time. Okay, so everything should be working now. If we go to our working copy, there's nothing again. So let's go and repeat the step number 3. So if we go here, I'm gonna delete everything. Okay, delete everything, and then I'm gonna clone again from the same everything. Okay, credentials 1, 2, 3. Come on. Sometimes it takes time, I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna do it again then. Oh, it's really doing it, so I'm gonna delete it and do it again. Maybe it's gonna be faster this time. But yes, everything seems okay. Okay, just sometimes it's faster, so okay. Closed, and then go inside, and you can see that our previous files are here. So I'm gonna add a new file. So let's say this file, and then commit to master, and then we have to add this third file. Okay, we are committing to our local machine, and then we can push to the remote server. So let's do that. Again, credentials, and then we have pushed to the server. Now, we've been pushing before, but we couldn't see our files, text 1, 2, 3, because we didn't have a working copy before. And this time, after creating a hook, we should have a working copy, and it should be working. So let's go up and just refresh. We are inside the working copy, and refresh here, and here we are. We have all our files, and our Git is working, and working copies are working too. So that's how you set up a Git repository on a remote server. Just one last thing to do here. I put it on the step number 7. It's optional. You can ignore some files to be excluded, I should have wrote, in the repository. So here you can go inside the folder that you just created, and then, for example, let's say this is a critical file, which is a configuration file, and we don't want it to override the file on the server. We can just add it to the ignored list. So you right click on it, go to Git, and add to the ignore. It's like a German flag, I don't know what exactly this is, and then delete and add to ignore. And it's not really gonna, okay, let's do that, and delete and ignore. Yes, okay. Keep the file locally, yes. One file removed, but it will keep it here from local. So now, after we changed, we have to commit again. I don't know if this is, yes, it is. I'm just gonna put a dummy one, and there is a new file here called git ignore. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Let's commit for now, and here, if you go a little bit up, I can't see the hidden files, but here there is yes, it's here. Sorry, here there is a git ignore, and if you take a look at it, git ignore. If you take a look at the git ignore here, you can see that it's ignoring the test1-3 file. So this -3 is ignored. And that's all for now. Let's just take a look before we leave here. My working copy. Sorry, that's not it. My FTP is slow today. Working copy, and then here you can see the 1.3 you can remove it. If you remove it, 1.3 for example, And those two files, the 1.3 on the server and 1.3 on my computer, are not the same. They are not synchronized, we can say. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.